Whoa! We're back! Season 3, episode 12 of the Bodhi Bros. I'm John with a J.
And I am Phoenix Ray.
Oh, shit. Last episode, we discovered that Ray is a flaming bird, and I'm a mountain. Ah! And we're here to knock you over with fun, fury, and fantasticness today, as we're going to do another reading or readings. Ray's going to do, I'm going to start off first this time. Ray's going to go second. So if you only have 10 minutes, hang on. You can get a reading from John with a J. If you have 20 minutes and you want 2 readings, you can get a reading from me, and a reading from Bodhi Phoenix. So ask a question. Don't ask a question. Approach this whatever and however it feels good for you and yours, and we'll just take off without any further ado. Ray, you got anything to say before we light this bad boy, girl, and or all of them on fire?
Let's do it, man. Let's
Okay.
do it.
I'm feeling this, man. I know you're gonna feel it too. Zzz, bang!
Ooh, energy oracle card.
Yeah. All right. We are getting going. I'm gonna shake out the bat, of course. We'll shake it all out. Leave that there for a second. Oh, stretch. All right. So,
All right.
yeah, I gotta shuffle.
What was that?
That was why I got temporarily distracted. That was the mail person. I have one of those establishments where it's not a mailbox out front. It is the flap in your door.
Yeah.
So it can be very, very jarring.
So he's delivering you a message while you're going to deliver us a message.
Nice. Exactly. And yeah, I have my window right here so I could see the front door. And he was just standing there. So I'm like, oh man, is it going to be a package? Is he going to ring the doorbell? What's going to happen? So, all right, back to it. We lost a few precious seconds of time here. Oh, don't want to look at the bottom card. You get all curious on me. All right, up against the heart. Here we go, go into the flow. Boom. Oh, yeah, you know how I do, Ray. Got to pull around in the middle. Get in there. Oh, okay, got it. Bang.
Ooh, walking away, number 27. She don't look happy.
No, let me see her face. Oh no, she does actually in the picture, in the close up. You can't really see. She's smart. She's like this. She's like,
okay.
Bye, bitch.
She's like, I know you checking out my backside.
I mean, she's got the flowing dress on. It looks like weeping willows and cherry blossoms and a golden gate walking through this beautiful garden. Something good's happening here for her. All right, 27. Let's see. I want to follow her and see where she's going because it looks like, she looks inspiring, man. She's got some wisdom. She'd be walking away, but I'd be running after her going, tell me, beautiful woman of wisdom, what can you impart upon me? And here's her message that she has decided to share with John with a J. The card shows someone walking away from an existing situation. She is closing the gate behind her and is walking away into the misty, unknown future. This card, upright, reveals that it could be time for you to make a similar decision. There may be something that you're finished with, perhaps a career goal, a relationship, or a long-term experience of any kind. The familiarity of the situation may be enticing, but you're now ready to look at your options on the open road ahead. Damn, dude. In reality, an important new beginning is at hand. This card also indicates that now would be a good time to let go of an old habit, emotional pattern, or false belief. No matter how deeply ingrained a negative pattern may be, you now have the power to release it and move on to a freer, healthier way of thinking and relating to yourself and others. Whether it's in the inner or outer world, this card is telling you that you have the readiness and resources to walk away from the old and move forward now. I'm laughing because the mail guy came back and delivered another message and packaged to the door.
I think we
Did
all
you
heard
hear
it.
it? Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was loud.
yeah, that one was pretty thunderous, man. I can't see what it
Yeah,
is from here, but that was kind of like an affirmation of this message. Like, get it, man. Pay attention to this message. And I really feel like it is an exclamation point or points multiple at the end of the messages that we received from our last episode. Which,
yeah.
if you weren't tuned into that, it was continuing on the theme of allowing ourselves to flower and what else was it?
Expand.
Expand and
Yeah, and
every
go
all of
for
our.
go for what you want.
What's that?
Yeah, go for what you want.
Right.
Like
And
this, is kind of like this is kind of the same thing because when you're moving towards something, you're moving away from something else. So this is kind of saying to move away. You've kind of outgrown, whatever that situation that you're in, that relationship. It's all a relationship. A job's a relationship. Whatever
yeah,
it is, it's no longer serving your higher purpose,
yeah,
your best option. So sometimes it's sad. We hang on to something sometimes longer than we should because it feels comfortable or it gives us a sense of safety or a
yeah,
sense of protection. But man, real growth comes from, going out there and, jumping off that cliff. And sometimes you got to take that leap of faith, and you got to walk away. And okay, so you walk away. What if you feel like, a lot of times say, well, what if I fail? What if I fail?
right,
There really is no failure, really. I mean, because even if, let's say, you didn't make the goal that you wanted, I'm sure you're going to acquire some sort of other wisdom or some other experience that you wouldn't have if
yeah.
you just stayed safe. You know what I mean?
I do, I do. And like in the last episode, we talked about me struggling with going after these jobs and all these interviews and applications and resumes and blah 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 blah, and and the answer, to honor my life situation and my partner and my responsibilities and stuff isn't to like give up on trying to make money or whatever, and just chase this dream of comedy and podcasting, all this stuff without trying to have some type of supplemental flow of income or something. But what I do need to align myself is with something that will feel good. And I was chasing old jobs and old sales stuff and things that I really didn't want to do. And before this recording, you had said to me, I see you as like, there were some roles that you gave me, whatever. And one of them was like, I see you being like a blackjack dealer or something like that. And that tickled me because I could see myself doing something like that. And that would be kind of fun and stuff, dealing cards and seeing people win money and interacting
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Not that I'm going to be a blackjack dealer, but that just kind of tickled me in a way. I was like, look, I could still get a job and continue to live in my passions and my purpose of
Right.
comedy and podcasting and introducing clean living to the world and sustainable solutions, et cetera, et cetera. But in the meantime, before that takes off and I can support myself and my family with that with or those endeavors, what else can I do? And it's walking for me. The answer is walking away from the things that used to serve me that no longer serve me, but open myself to the possibilities of something entirely new. To bring in some financial flow. And you mentioned, oh, I see you being a server at a restaurant. Yeah, I used to do that, and that's not good for me. But
Mm.
but in the line of that opens the conversation to um, there was a time where I never had done that before, and that
Right.
and I said, you know what, I'm walking away from this old life of retail. Let me step into this. And man, when I stepped into the food service industry and became a server and stuff, I made more money. I always had money. I provided for myself, my wife, my daughter on a server income. So now I need to walk away from a similar situation and walk into something new and listen for the messages like, what's next? Come on. Hopefully the mail guy comes back, or it could even be in the mail. There might be something in there that makes me go ding.
Mhm.
Anyway, Ray, you need to pull a card because I've taken up enough time.
All right.
Give you 10 minutes. So 10 minutes with Phoenix Ray.
We are gonna take a step into the wild unknown.
Dun dun dun. So out from the mountain and back into the flames of
Wild
darkness.
and mean. So these are tarot cards. Descriptions are usually kind of shorter, so it works well. You give these knock out some of the old energy, mix these up a little bit. All right, so if you have a question, now's the time to ask.
I have a question, Ray.
All right.
Have you ever danced with the devil under the pale moonlight?
Yes.
I asked that of all my prey.
All right, here it is, and it is
Shout out to Batman.
Judgment.
Come a little closer. Come a little closer to the camera. Like bring it closer, closer, closer. Okay, okay, I see it. Yeah, I see the. Is it like a bunch of bats or like birds? Oh,
They're birds. There's one bird flying up, and the other ones just seem to be maybe following.
they look like bats, which is funny because I just did that shout out to Batman.
They do look like bats, but they're
That's fun.
They're birds. So
Fun of the flow.
card number
20.
Yes.
So we got card 27 now. Card 20. Give me the reading, Ray.
Okay, judgments. The word judgment conjures up fear and guilt in many people. This card, however, concerns itself with another aspect of this word, seeking the truth. Oh, okay, it seeks seeking the truth. No more blaming yourself or others, no more excuses. Now is a time for forgiveness and personal freedom. This card asks you to rise up and let the pettiness and fear fall below you. Expand your wings and be reborn. What a relief it will be.
That's it, huh?
Forgiveness.
Trying to remember that dude we reviewed a long time ago. Was it Jack Cornfield?
Yeah, we did the forgiveness meditation. Yeah.
Bang! That just came back. Jack Cornfield. Yeah. Forgiveness is that's one of those F words that's very sensitive on the tongue and in the ears of many folks. So how do you feel about forgiveness and your reading today, Ray, and how it relates to the audience at hand and collectively?
Well, I think
they should embrace this.
Forgiveness gives freedom, and if you desire freedom and liberation, then forgiveness should be something that you work towards. And I think the thing is understanding that forgiveness is a process.
Okay.
That it's not a once and done. Be like, okay, I forgive you, because sometimes those things will come back, those triggers will still come back, and you realize that there's still more work to do, more forgiveness to be, and sometimes it just takes time in order for that stuff to kind of melt away, forgiveness. But when you do finally forgive, and when you finally decide to move on from maybe a painful experience, a breakup, or something kind of rejection or whatever that hurt you, and you end up forgiving that person, or sometimes forgiving yourself too. So that's usually you find out that yourself is the hardest one to forgive, because sometimes you look back and hindsight's 2020, and you think, oh, why did I do that, or why did I act that way, or I could have done something better, but you kind of have to remember too that you were doing your best in that situation.
Oh no, we lost Ray. Beep 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 beep. Ray, come back. Please come back. We're talking, and see, I think this is when the resistance comes in, that we get technical difficulties. So someone here. All right. I was telling the audience, I feel like when we have technical audio difficulties, one of us has resistance, or both of us, to the topic at hand. So I probably personally know that I have a lot of resistance toward forgiveness and the word judgment. So this, I feel like I blew your audio up personally. How do you feel that you relate to both the word judgment and forgiveness?
Well, I think when we judge somebody, or we judge ourselves when Something happens, a painful experience, but in order to be free and be liberated, um, it takes forgiveness. Forgiveness is letting go of a situation, which is hard. It's a process, and it's not something that could happen. Like bam, I forgive you. It's something, one of those things that has to be. Sometimes it takes time.
Right. You can't just say the words or bulldoze through the feelings of it. You have to like
Be honest.
deeply connect with it, acknowledge it, intimately understand it, its root, and um, and really do that tough, um, I would say, shadow work around, um, where this heaviness is coming from. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. As far as I was going to ask about, forgiving ourselves as the primary spot to launch this
Right.
type of initiative, if you will. And you said it's the hardest thing to do. But I think that's kind of powerful, because if you can learn to forgive yourself, then the forgiveness of others might come a lot, even,
Right. And that
more
and that, judge,
easily.
that judgment is what kind of prevents that forgiveness, because we have that judgment that, I shouldn't have done that. That person shouldn't have done this. This should have been this way, not that, that should have
Right.
happened instead of this.
Right.
And, it's kind of understanding that, seeing the big picture and maybe seeing what the lesson was that you had to learn from that experience, and, what it taught you.
Mm.
So forgiveness is tough. Forgiveness is one of the toughest things I think that humans have to do, really. I mean, it's because we have that attachment to how we think something should have been, or how that person should have been. So we maybe got hurt, got burned, or got rejected, or heartbroken, and we kind of carry that pain. We think that, and we judge that person, or we judge ourselves as, you know, I should have done something differently. I should have been better. I should have known better. I could have done this instead. And those are all judgments. Those are
Yeah.
all judgments. And sometimes it's just realizing you did the best you could in that situation with what you knew and what you were and at the time. And hindsight's always 2020. It's always easy to look back and blame and judge. When you didn't have all the information at that time.
Maybe the best thing we could do is start with, the baby steps, the little things that may seem trivial as far as personal judgments, both in ourselves and of others, and start with those little things. Like, I even if it's someone that you don't know, like on TV you made a judgment, of celebrity or something like that, and start there, and then work with those things, and then get more and more closer, to yourself, and the bigger things, whether it's you that you need to forgive yourself for, or um, other.
Uh-oh.
It's doing it again. I think I just need to hit OK. Oh, I figured it out. All right, the timer. We got 2 minutes. So yeah. Start small. Start, you know, with the don't try to like jump into the deep end and cannonball into a sea of just unforgiving waves and relentless currents and turbulence that's going to drown you. To stick your toes on the shores of little land, and then figure those things out, and then see how that feels. Those little tiny, those mini victories of forgiveness and non-judgment,
And
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 releasing that
realize too
resistance.
that
Yeah.
and realize too that it's okay that sometimes we have something happen, and you try to forgive that person, and it's just like that pain is still there. Don't pretend it's not there. It's okay. It's okay if you can't forgive somebody who hurt you. Sometimes we think we have to be able to forgive. We have to forgive this person. We have to forgive our enemies and this stuff. It's okay if you can't. It's okay. It's
It's okay.
it is what it is.
That is a good note to end on. Folks, thank you for joining us for season 3, episode 12 of the Bodhi Bros. I am John with a J.
I am Bodhi Ray.
From our hearts to yours, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Don't just do it for us, do it for all your friends, family, and everyone else on your social media platforms. We will see you next time on the Bodhi Bros.